Jonah Hill, what are you doing?
Is he an abusive misogynist, or is he setting healthy boundaries that we just don't want to accept?
As soon as you speak up or you have some type of rebuttal towards women, even if it's just an isolated case, all of a sudden everybody wants to call you like a misogynist, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
that's not what that's not what we're doing. It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair
Yeah.
for you to say, well, I don't want you posting these type of pictures, but you met her taking these type of pictures. If you didn't like that, then you shouldn't have dated her from the beginning.
Hey, even though you're a surfer, you got to be surfing with other dudes. You might be wearing a bikini. By the way, you can't do that no more.
Why do we live in this world where it's like everything has to be aired out to the public?
Yeah.
It's like if you had a problem with him, you could have sent him direct message.
Not
directly.
even that. You know, he has a fiance. They just welcomed the child, and all of a sudden, these texts from an ex are being posted. Why now?
Jonah Hill, what are you doing?
Is he an abusive misogynist, or is he setting healthy boundaries that we just don't want to accept?
I am so tired of hearing the word misogynist.
Yeah.
So can we can we get rid of that word? I'm tired of hearing it every time because I feel like people just label it. And I'm not saying in this case that it's what's happening, but everyone is like as soon as you speak up or you have some type of rebuttal towards women, even if it's just an isolated case, all of a sudden everybody wants to call you like a misogynist, and I'm like, dude, that's not what that's not what we're doing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So
Frustrating.
There's two sides to this story because apparently there's a very big man, he's crossing the line. This
Yeah.
is sort of abusive, controlling.
Yeah.
He's using therapist talk after, and he had such a great was it a movie or a show?
He had a documentary on Netflix.
Yeah,
where he
what that
talked
documentary
about,
that's what it was.
And he was talking about apparently about therapy and how it's helped him and et cetera, et cetera. And then now this came out and it's like a bombshell.
What's
almost
going on?
like, yeah.
And then we also have the other side of the audience that, they're defending him because, I mean, if you read what he's saying, although in context for the person he's dating, it's kind of like silly, but at the same time, I mean, if you were dating someone, you would probably feel the same way about those certain boundaries. You just probably wouldn't vocalize it. But because he is vocalizing it, he's getting a lot of heat for it. So we're going to break down a little bit of what it says. I don't know if you want to read it, if you just want to put it on the screen.
Yeah, it'll be on the screen. I'm going to read it really quick. It says,
go ahead.
Because we have a lot of people who listen to it as well. So I guess this was about a week ago when his ex-girlfriend came out and kind of shared a lot of these screenshots on her social media. On her Instagram.
This is his ex-girlfriend.
His ex-girlfriend.
Okay,
I think they were dating for about a year or so, give or take.
Okay.
They have been broken up for a little bit already. So this is...
Looks like it was December 2nd, 2021.
So
Plain and simple.
Yeah, so a little bit. It says, plain and simple. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past, beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it. There will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these... Okay, whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Anyways, okay. So for context, she is a
I think
professional surfer, semi-professional
Yes,
surfer.
correct.
She does it for a living. Surfing with men seems like it's probably going to be inevitable.
Sure.
There will be men also maybe
Yeah.
in groups. But I guess he might be saying it in a, hey, like, I don't want you just like you and your boy going out in the middle of the ocean, catching some waves at 6, 7 in the morning by yourselves.
Right.
It's kind of sketch. So like if I told you that, wouldn't you kind of be like, it kind of makes sense, like.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right. So, I mean, do you think that maybe that's what he meant? Because from my understanding, when I'm looking at this ultimatum type of text, I'm thinking maybe there's been a lot of things that have been going on, since he's big on therapy. Maybe he was already going to therapy, maybe with or without her. I'm not sure about the whole story.
Yeah, I think they were going through.
Right.
something.
So it kind of looks like they were at the end of an argument, at the end of the relationship, when he's like, yo, these are my boundaries. Like, we've talked about it before. We've tried working around it. It's this or not. Either you're with it or you're not. That's kind of the gist that I was getting. Because if you think about it, dude, she's going to come across other guy surfers. Like, you can't, it's going to happen.
For sure.
But what if it's in the context that we started off with saying, like, maybe, like, hey, I don't think it'll be cool if you and that one guy that's probably getting fresh with you, that, or maybe I've seen how he is with you. Maybe there's some sort of story behind it that maybe she has like a group of friends that they're a little bit fresh, and it's like, yo, I don't want you to go surfing by yourself with those guys.
I understand, but we don't know. We have to take this at face value for what it is. There's a lot of things that could be going on that didn't maybe go on, or et cetera, et cetera. And then, yeah, sure, we can make up these situations that may have occurred or may have not.
We just have to also be understanding of
Yes.
the situation, because again, if they've been going through therapy and they've been trying to overcome it, this almost looks like it's like, yo, it is or it's not. This is where I'm at. Because I doubt that. Imagine your first or second date, you're fucking, oh, okay, nice to meet you. Right off the bat, plain and simple. If you need to surf with men, not gonna work. No, dude, that sounds like maybe something went down. We don't know. He hasn't even responded yet.
He hasn't admitted to anything yet. He hasn't responded. But look at some of the other stuff he says to model. Dude, but that's like part of her career.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
She is she is a model.
Yeah.
She does, especially for like because it's like a very niche. Although surfing, especially, I think she lives in Hawaii or like in the West Coast, it's a very big thing. But still, like, if you like, dude, that's her career. That's like if she were to say, "Oh, I don't want you," because he's an A-list celebrity, an actor. What if she goes and be like, "Oh, I don't want you having scenes with other women and kissing other women, holding other hands." Fucking handicap this guy, his career.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's fair on his end to say that. They've been dating for a year. He knew what she was doing when they met. In fact,
Yeah.
some of the pictures that he told her to delete, in hindsight, were pictures that he had liked originally, and he had slid in her DMs.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, like you can't. That's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair
Yeah.
for you to say, well, I don't want you posting these type of pictures, but you met her taking these type of pictures. If you didn't like that, then you shouldn't have dated her from the beginning. That's kind of where I'm coming from.
Yeah, we were watching kind of like a podcast before, like a clip of people talking about it. And it's like, yeah, he's kind of acting a little brand new to this. Because it's like, you slid in her DMs that way. You were talking to her knowing what she was doing. And we've been saying it for the longest time. Like, don't get into a relationship with someone that they don't have a lifestyle that's going to make sense for you. Like, I would not want to date someone who works in the nightlife industry.
Correct.
Schedule for me doesn't match. The environment, I may not be too comfortable. Call me fucking insecure. I don't give a fuck. If I'm not comfortable, I don't think it's fair. I don't think that's going to work for me. So instead of me trying to force that relationship, just like it seems like they were trying to do, I just wouldn't want to date that person. So I don't know why Jonah was like, hey, even though you're a surfer, you got to be surfing with other dudes. You might be wearing a bikini. By the way, you can't do that no more. And it's like, it's my career, yo.
Dude, yeah. Like, we're big on honesty. We're big on transparency. But that's why it's so important to express your boundaries at the beginning. But then again, we don't know what happened. Maybe he didn't know how to express his boundaries at the beginning of the relationship. Maybe he thought this is how he has to accept them. You know, maybe he started going to therapy after they were dating, and then he realized, you know, these are my boundaries. You know, and people are allowed to change. So that's another aspect as well that we have to be open to. But you have to know who you're dating. And there was a picture that he had a problem with. Let me show you the picture really quick. Like this. This is not really inappropriate.
He had a problem with it?
Yeah, he asked her to take it off, you know, to take it down.
He's zoom in?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
What do you mean? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, she looks cute, you know, it's a nice
But
picture.
then again, I mean, we're also from Miami, so it's like we see like butt naked chicks, and it's like normal outfits to go out in, and
it's
we're
like to have dinner.
exactly. So you see this, and I mean, for me, I feel like she's wearing too much clothes if she was in
Yeah.
Miami, but maybe I guess for Hawaii though.
But they live in LA, dude.
And yeah, that's also true,
Come on.
dude. I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. So, yeah, like if I had to choose, just based on the message, that original message, I would like, okay, like when I saw that, I was like, damn, like Jonah Hill, like he's a good actor. You know,
I like him.
I like him.
wanna like
I
him.
want to like him. I always thought he was like a cool ass dude, very talented. I think he's a great actor, but obviously we don't know anything in his life, right? But just based on that message, I was like, man, like fuck, like please don't let this be true.
right. Like I don't want to accept it.
Yeah.
It's just it is a little bit frustrating. It's a little bit shocking, especially because he did the documentary of mental health with therapy. He did it with his therapist. Was it Schultz? Some
Not sure about the name.
yeah, some like German name or something like that. But Kutz, whatever, that guy, whoever it was. But he talks so highly about her, and it almost opened up a door for, I believe, a lot of people, especially men, to kind of be more accepting and talking about mental health. And it almost like, I don't know, it made waves in the media. So not to hear this, it's a little bit weird. However, I will say the timing.
That's my biggest issue that I have.
The
with this.
timing for it to come out is a little bit weird. He has a fiance. They just welcomed the child, and all of a sudden, these texts from an ex are being posted. Why now?
Yeah, and she had said, and I quote, "I waited until she had her baby, so I knew they were physically not impacted." Sarah Brady, Jonah Hill's ex-girlfriend, addressed his current girlfriend after accusing him of emotional abuse. So she's saying, well, I waited up until now because the baby's born. I didn't want to, impact the pregnancy of his fiance. He's now fiance. But I'm like, dude, now is probably not even a good time. She just gave birth, a lot of hormones, postpartum, a lot of stuff going on, and you're going to drop this? And it's like, that's my problem. It's like, why do we live in this world where it's like everything has to be aired out to the public?
Yeah.
It's like if you had a problem with him, you could have sent him a message.
Not
directly.
even that, or if anything, she could have sent it to his current girlfriend or whatever. Because if the current girlfriend's saying, well, yeah, I'm accusing him of emotional abuse, like that he's causing emotional abuse, whatever, all these things, it's like, hey, girl, like, look, I wanted to reach out. Like, this is what has happened to me in the past.
The ex is accusing him. I think the current...
No, addressing his current girlfriend. Hill's ex-girlfriend addressed his current girlfriend after accusing him of emotional abuse.
Yeah, but that's talking about Jonah Hill's ex-girlfriend is accusing him of emotional abuse, not the current girlfriend.
Then, addressed his current girlfriend. So then why is she even bringing it up in the first place?
She's bringing it, and she had said something. She's like, oh, I had to... Let me see if I can find it. She was like, oh, I had to talk about this and I had to air this out because it helped me heal. Like, it just helped me heal. And
I heard, that she did something for her mental health.
Well, it's for my mental health. And I'm like, really?
No,
dude. It's not. That's not fair, dude.
She's being, I think, a petty bitch. She's probably just like, I don't know. I don't want to say regretting, but dude, like a bitter, regretful, spiteful bitch is what it is. Like, now is when you want to do it. You could have done it before they were even, like right after you guys broke up. Like, hey, this is what I had to deal with. Whatever. No, after he's with someone else, he has a fucking child. Now you want to bring it up.
Yeah, she was like, well, at this point, there's no going back. I'm not trying to slander someone's reputation. But you are.
I'm literally sharing their own words.
Yeah.
Before turning his attention to whatever.
No, dude. Like, it's like, move on, right? It's not right for you because he's a big public figure, She
knows what she was doing.
Yeah, she wanted to get some publicity. She wanted to get more famous, and guess what? Congrats, you did.
Because what's the point to post it on your Instagram? It's not even like you. Like, my understanding is, okay, well, if you wanted to, why?
And she was like, oh, to bring awareness. You could have even been if you weren't gonna air it, you could have been anonymous. You could have just said, oh, that you dated someone in the past.
Look at these texts of
why
some
you attach
guy.
his name to it? Because it blew up to this point. For the past week, it blew up because it's Jonah Hill and he's a big time actor.
You think that because supposedly it was for her mental health? You think that because he was probably had somebody else and he moved on? You think that maybe she was pregnant, had the child, that she's probably just now thinking about her and being fucking like, oh my god, I can't believe this fucking asshole who used to treat me like shit, and look at all these fuck-ass messages that he used to send me, now is here with some other girl that she doesn't even know and has a child, and I'm a spiteful bitch, so let me just fuck it all up. You think that maybe she's just getting in her own head and just fucking...
Maybe. But
why else now?
Yeah, why now? And, like, it's fucked up for the fiance. Like, they just gave birth. Like, let them be. Now they have to deal with this shit. And it's like that's my biggest problem. Like, nowadays, everything, especially with the cancel culture, like people want to come after you after something you said fucking 5-10 years ago. And, like, I don't agree with that shit at all. And so I'm not saying Jonah Hill was in the right with what he did, based on a text message. If it is in fact him who'd send that message, I think there's obviously something that he needs to work on. Allegedly, yeah, he didn't confirm it. But there's certain things that he needs to work on if that is in fact him. But for her to air it out, I don't think that was appropriate. I think that was fucking uncalled for.
Yeah. At the end of the day, yeah, it doesn't make any sense for why he would want to put all these like restrictions on her. That basically to do what she does or what she has already been doing and has been doing for a while already. I mean, again, semi-pro, whatever. For you to now start saying no, you can't surf with other guys and you can't with this, doesn't really make sense. However, if that is his boundary, like, you don't have to stay either. if it doesn't work for you, because that's what we say all the time. And I'm not even defending him, because I do think that he's kind of an asshole for the way he approached it. I mean, knowing the situation, like, how are you going to expect someone to stop doing what they've been doing when you dated them? Like, you got into it doing it. Like, it doesn't make sense. I get it. Yeah, that's what I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it. I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate to find other answers possibly. But yeah, no, that doesn't really make any sense of why he would be doing that. But yeah, at the end of the day, if there are certain boundaries and no one is respecting them, then there's no reason to force. Unlike this, like, I don't understand why, knowing what she's doing, he's now creating boundaries around things that is going to restrict her from doing what she has already been doing. So that's what I don't make sense.
Yeah, she goes sharing this publicity or sharing this publicly, not because keeping it to myself was causing more damage to my mental health than sharing it could ever do. So I'm like,
what a selfish bitch then.
Dude, do you feel better now that you've shared it?
Fucked it, yeah.
You oystered him out to the fucking public?
Private shit that just had to do with, like, two random people. Like, imagine everyone else who just has maybe, like, toxic relationships. And it's not even that, dude. Just imagine anyone else. In the other video we were watching, imagine if you just saw the old messages that you used to send maybe your ex that are way more crazier than that.
Oh, yeah.
Because this guy's like, yo, he is using therapy talk. It sounds a little bit, he knows what he's doing also. Like, I feel like he knows how he's positioning
things. It's not like, oh, you fucking bitch. That
but,
I didn't say any of that.
But I'm sure all you motherfuckers out there have said some nastier shit to your exes that you were fucking pissed, probably even threatened to fucking kill them. You fucking crazy motherfuckers. You know exactly who you are. And then you're probably judging this motherfucker for doing something where he's like, hey, I'm just going to tell you how it is. You either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like it, you can leave. Not fucking post it, especially in the timing that she did.
Yeah. I think if you would have worded it differently, saying, hey, listen, he should have brought this up at the beginning. If he didn't realize those were his boundaries, he should have worded it differently in a manner that respects her profession, right? Because now she feels like, well, fuck, like, dude, this is my career, and he's minimizing it. He's kind of making me feel. Imagine you love something that you do, that's something that you have a passion for, and somebody kind of takes that away from you. That's also not fair. And I guess that's where that mental abuse is coming from, which, mental abuse is a real thing.
I agree.
100%. We're not trying to minimize it or whatever. It is a real thing. But in fact, like, you have to be transparent of what you want. And then he should have worded it, I think, a little bit differently. If his boundaries have changed after they started dating, which is fine. But I think the way he presented it to her wasn't the best case of doing it, to be honest with you.
I just think if I take a little bit of the whole red pill juice, I think that they are just, they're ganging up on just another man for...
Last week it was what is it?
Kevin Costner.
No, Kevin Costner was a little bit ago. Well, we did a segment for
Adam 22.
No, Kiki
Palmer and her
mom. Yeah. Darius Jackson, I think was his name. And there was another thing. Again, publicly, I don't agree. Like, this was kind of on the opposite end because he did it publicly, which I also don't. We didn't agree with that as well. But it's like, fuck, man, like, men can't win anything.
Yeah, I don't think men can ever win. It's the other side of the coin, and he's did it. It seemed like respectful because, again, if you're really going through problems with your ex, and like I pointed at all you motherfuckers, you probably said some nasty shit in messages. I'm sure probably you once upon a time said some shit. Me too, and I've been told some crazy shit where you look at the person, you think you've been dating them forever, and then you read those messages, you're like, is this the person that I used like, this is the same person? I don't even fuck with this person anymore, type shit. So it's like, who knows? And then he probably got to that limit, and he goes, all right, look, this is how it's gonna be, plain and simple.
Yeah.
If you want this is going to be my boundary. I don't think he did it in the wrong way. Is it unfair to her based on the boundaries that he's setting? Yeah, it is kind of unfair. It doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But he said it in a very polite way. That could have gone a lot nastier. So I thought he handled it pretty well. It doesn't make sense, his requests, I will admit, based on the circumstance. But the way he approached it, I see nothing wrong. I think that's the healthiest way that anybody can actually approach something.
He did it healthier than probably most guys would have done it, for sure.
Yeah.
Most people in general would have done it.
Yeah.
I think I was reading this article that I guess they saw him out in Malibu on Thursday surfing himself, and they were asking him, hey, any comments? Or he just, nah, I'm good. And like, he just kind of did his surfing. What do you think about that? You think he should address it to kind of clear it? He can't win. If he addresses it, then they're going to dissect it and break it apart. They'll
clip the...
Right. If
that's the Matrix, dude. That's what Andrew Tate talks about. You don't understand it. But you literally know it. Because if he does say anything, and if you read, if you see the full thing, you'll probably be like, oh, he handled it pretty well. But they'll clip one little thing that makes him say something that sounds fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, did Jonah Hill mean this when he said that?
Or they clip it, pause, clip it again, pause.
And they put it all backwards where it's like, oh, I hate my fucking ex. She's a bitch. And he could have said something completely different. That's what the media will do. Now, again, that's like heavy on the red pill.
Yeah.
But you know that could very well happen. It's happened before. Could happen again. I think the best thing you can do is just blow it off and just be like, dude, this is a conversation between two people that are in a relationship that you, everyone has had. And I'm just famous, and she decided to post it. Now everybody wants to talk about it.
Because if he was a nobody, she wouldn't have posted it.
Exactly
For
my point.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
the best thing you could do is just ignore it, just like if it's anything else. In fact, I think all of you should be paying attention to what's really happening, because I'm sure this is just a distraction for whatever the Matrix wants you to fucking know.
Which is what?
We'll find out in a couple of weeks when we find out what they were
Something
trying to cover up. This is a distraction for something, bro. You already know. The government is out to get you.
But well, I think
Buy Bitcoin. I'm kidding.
people are fascinated by this because, well, in a way, because it's just blowing up so much. You just sent me the story days ago. We're a little bit late, but I didn't know it was gonna blow this up because
you're a pussy. We could have been a little bit closer, faster to it. It took too long.
Yeah, we did. But why do you think that is? Is it because of he was kind of portraying it as like a healthy boundary, and people saying, well, that is not a healthy boundary, but you know, in what way would it be? You know, how should he approach that situation? What do you think?
I know. I think he did it perfect. I honestly think he did it perfect. I just don't like what his boundaries were, because they didn't make sense to the person he was dating. It's the same way that you said it. Like, imagine if she goes, "Hey, I'm not cool with you having scenes with other women," and it's like, dude, I'm an A-list actor. If I get the role of a lifetime, I'm gonna take it. If I gotta fuck someone on screen, I'm gonna fucking do it to get the Academy Award type shit. You know?
True.
So it's kind of one of those things. Like, if you're setting those kind of boundaries on a person who's already doing those things, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I agree. Do you think this will affect his acting career?
No,
you don't think so?
I think it'll blow over in a little bit. I think maybe I don't think so. I think it'll just blow over.
It's gonna be next week's gonna be another story.
Exactly. Like, think about it. A couple of weeks ago, Andrew Tate was like the talk of the town, that he was in prison in Romania.
Which I think that's died down completely. People don't even think about it.
My point exactly.
Yeah,
and then the submarine that fucking imploded, that was a hot topic. That's completely faded away.
Well, they're dead, so.
No, but like, no one's ever like, is there any more research or any more explanation? Like, it was, everyone wanted to run with that viral. Yeah, the same thing we're doing now with this topic. But people will forget about this in a couple of weeks, and that's that. There's been other actors that have had worse things, and they're still getting gigs. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Sounds good.
For a personal issue that everyone has to deal with.
Yeah. People have done far worse. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just move on. Keep things private.
If he just stays completely quiet and he just looks at it like, bro, I'm not going to deal with this.
Yeah.
I think he'll
because I feel like the minute he gives it attention, he breathes oxygen into the
fire, problem, and then people will start picking it apart. She'll then have a rebuttal to whatever
She'll
he
come
says,
back out on a podcast.
and then this will, we should invite her on the podcast. Not him, her.
But guys, let us know what you guys think. You know, in the comments. We'll probably put up a poll on YouTube, so you can check it out. Let us know who's in the wrong.
Yeah, give us your feedback. Is he abusive? Is he misogynist? But really, take a step back.
Objectively.
Yeah, like, look at the situation. Listen to everything we talked about. Don't put your bias. He's an asshole.
It reminds me of my fucking ex.
He's kind of a dick on what he said, but if you think of how he approached it, would you not want someone to approach their boundaries, or would you rather just go into a relationship and then hit roadblocks the whole way and they don't ever tell you, and then you find out via argument?
Yeah.
I mean, he's laying it out. Is that what you prefer? You want clarity, or I don't know. Let us know what you think down below. Give us a comment down below. Also, make sure you subscribe, like this video.
Please.
And also, we love y'all. Go to thecoffeebreakup.com if you want to download the keys, starting from within the keys. Quick cutouts, quick key points of everything we talk about in our latest book, starting from within the keys. The secret to a healthy relationship.
Yes.
And we also have the course as well. Head over to our website once again. coffeebreakup.com.
Everything is there.
Everything is there. We love you.
Appreciate you guys. Ciao, guys.